University of Texas at Austin. Currently, I serve as a national support coordinator for a technology-based nonprofit organization named Learn to Be. We provide free online tutoring and academic resources to kids, specifically those who are underprivileged. The achievement gap. What exactly is that? For me, it's best exemplified by this story that was narrated to myself, actually, and it left a huge impact. Imagine a teacher, first day of her teaching career, entering the classroom, and then telling her young students to begin making puppets out of the brown bags. I'm sure you guys have all done that when you were little kids. I know I did. And so she continues to her desk, and she starts looking through her lesson plan. And she looks up a few minutes later, and she sees a kid named Javier. And he is covering another student from head to toe with pieces of paper. She freaks out and approaches Javier. It's like, Javier, well, what are you doing? Miss, I'm covering him from head to toe. I said, why? He's cold. See, Javier was told that these pieces of paper were going to symbolize or translate to clothing articles. And so he was trying to warm his friend. This left me an impression that I won't soon to forget. And it has motivated me to make sure that Javier, who is being raised in a low-income community, will have the opportunity for success. 8% of kids grow up in low-income communities, and only by the age of 24 do they graduate. For me, this is unacceptable. I was impassioned to change that, and I won't let Javier fall into the cracks. And so that was my personal motivation. So you kind of have this sense of moral obligation to solve the achievement gap, right? But there are also economic costs. In the United States, if the United States had closed the international achievement gap between the years of 1983 and 1998 and raised its performance level to nations such as Finland and Korea, U.S. GDP in 2008 would have been between 1.3 trillion and 2.3 trillion higher, representing 9 to 16% of GDP. When I read that, that was a huge impact on me because, I mean, besides doing government, I also do business on the side, and I'm looking to major in that as well. And so seeing the moral obligation as well as the economic cost, I was motivated. I mean, that was the end of the story for me. I was asking everybody that I knew, what needs to be done? What can I do? And so one of the most enthralling parts of this speech for me is the solutions. Technology. I believe the solution to the achievement gap is multifaceted. But the idea here is, and what the theme I want to communicate to you is that we can solve the achievement gap using technology. We must provide free resources, services to administrators, teachers, and students. Bill Gates said that if we can take the average teacher and make them like the best teachers, the impact on the students will be phenomenal. Empowering human capital, the power of the volunteer, the power of the teacher. In my organization, with my peers, we discuss this all the time about how we have tutors in Harvard, Cornell, Purdue, and here at the University of Texas, and how magical it is. And this is really magic at work, where you have somebody who can impart on another student their experience, their passion, and their knowledge. I've seen it at work, and I promise you it's something special. Technology, bringing sexy back to education. Teach for America has been narrated several times to push this sort of agenda. It's the idea that learning has become a sort of a menial task. It's time to make it sexy again. It's time to make it fun. It's time to incorporate a passion into these kids. Social, transparent, accessible, and scalable. This basically describes how we should present the technology to the students, administrators, and teachers. For example, Learn to Be, we use a whiteboard platform. The whiteboard platform is easy to use. It's much like Paint. It's interactive, and the kids love it. But the key that I want to demonstrate to you is that it's about working together. Each of these organizations listed, Khan Academy, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Learn to Be, the Department of Education, we all work and we all do what we do best. And a lot of the times they're different things and they're in their own spectrum. And so the idea of solving the achievement gap can only be accomplished if we work together. And that's why I'm here in front of you right now, and that's why I implore you to take action. Here's actually an image that I have a story that I actually wanted to share with you. This is the first time that I saw a student interact with our whiteboard platform through Learn to Be. when the students started using this platform, kids around her rushed to her. They were excited about the platform, they were playing with it, they were looking at it, they were excited, and they were enthralled. None of them exactly knew what it meant for them in terms of their educational career. They just knew that what they had in front of them was magical. It was technology. It was fun. And in that moment, I grew a love for Learn2Be. I grew a love for technology, and I saw the potential that technology had in solving the achievement gap. And I want to end this speech on this picture. I don't have much to say about it because I think the picture speaks for itself. The idea, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's a clear and decisive movement that technology is being used to solve the problems that we face in the educational system. The solution, the simplicity of the solution, is in how every one of us can act. Every one of us can contribute in whatever way we can as individuals, because as individuals, we bring something new to the table. And all it takes is one payment of your passion and your time in whatever shape and form that you can provide. And so with that being said, I just would like you to take in this picture and just, whenever I feel like I'm having a little bit of a hard time through my organization, I like to look at this picture because really it tells a story. It tells a story to me. The story to me, it says that this kid is impassioned. He's impassioned about technology and he's impassioned about education. He's learning. So thank you.